So if you've got an idea of basic inequalities, we're now going to look at one where we've got a double inequality. So you can see from here that we've got inequalities on two sides. So for this one, what I'm going to do is just take that first side, let's say the bit that's underlined in blue, and we're going to solve the bit that's underlined in blue. So it's 1, let's make this slightly bigger, 1 is less than or equal to 2 minus 3x. Now we've got some things going on here, but let's just think about treating this as a normal equation to begin with, and we're going to take 2 from both sides. Now if this was a normal equation, we would want to divide both sides by negative 3. And we can do that, but I'm just going to get rid of what I just drawn there. Because when I divide both sides by negative 3, I obviously have 1/3, negative 1 divided by 3. But when I divide by a negative number, it just flips this sign over like this. So that's the bit to be aware of. Look at that sign, how it's flipped over here in the final line, and that's because of the negative. Now we're going to leave it there. We're going to solve the other inequality. So the bit that's underlined in red, which is 2 minus 3x less than 10. Now again, treating this like an equation, we're going to take 2 away from both sides. So this ends up being 8, and this ends up being minus 3x. And now we're going to divide both sides by negative 3, but dividing by the negative flips that sign over like this. So I've now got my 2 sides to this inequality, and now I'm going to draw them on a number line. So there's my number line. I'm just going to label x as 1/3. So let's just put a 0 in the middle here, and let's have a 1/3. The scale doesn't really matter. Negative 8/3 here. And let's see what's happening. I want x to be smaller than 1/3, which would normally mean I could include 1/3, but let's just go up and look at this bit here, and let's just highlight this bit here, which says that x has got to be an integer. So x can only be, is less than 1/3, but an integer, so it can be 0. It can be minus 1. It can be minus 2. But we're not joining them because they've got to be integers. And minus 8/3, we're saying x is greater than minus 8/3, which means that we can only have these integers here on our number line. So, important thing here to take away. 1, look at this part here. Secondly, solving the double inequality and looking in 2 parts and looking for that negative division or negative multiplication, flip the sign.